You spend 40 years chasing a dream called retirement, thinking that's when your real life finally begins. But what if I told you that the folks who actually crossed that finish line, the ones in their late 70s and 80s, are looking back with a heavy heart? I'm 69, sitting here on my porch in Panama, listening to the ocean and talking to some older friends. It hit me. We're all getting it completely wrong. We're saving the wrong things, worrying about the wrong problems, and letting our best years slip right through our fingers. Stick around for a few minutes. The last regret on this list completely flipped the way I look at my life down here, and it might just save yours before it's too late. First up is something we all take for granted until it's gone: not taking care of our health earlier. When you're 40, you feel bulletproof. You eat what you want, skip sleep, and ignore those little aches. But my 80-year-old buddies told me that every single shortcut you take in your youth sends a bill to your future self. Now, they spend more time at doctor appointments than enjoying their free time. I'm guilty of this too, especially with my late-night sweet tooth. But seeing them made me realize your body is the only home you truly have to live in. Take care of it. Second, they regret not finding a real hobby before the work stopped. We spend decades defined by our jobs. We are managers, engineers, or builders. Then the gold watch arrives, the calendar empties, and you're just sitting there. My friends confess that after the initial rush of doing nothing wears off, staring at the television all day long gets miserable real fast. They wish they had picked up woodworking, gardening, or photography in their 50s. You need a passion that gives you a reason to get out of bed with a smile when the world stops asking you to punch a clock. Third, and this one hits close to home for a guy living down here in Panama, letting deep relationships slip away. In the hustle of building a career, we always promise to call our old friends or visit family next month. But next month turns into next year, and suddenly decades have passed. My older neighbors told me that the loneliest part of aging isn't being alone. It's realizing you let the people who truly knew you drift away. Don't lose touch with the ones who loved you before your hair turned gray. Pick up the phone today. It's worth more than any inheritance. Fourth, they wish they had spent more of their hard-earned money earlier in retirement. We are conditioned to hoard every penny for a vague, rainy day. But by the time you hit 80, your circle shrinks, your appetite drops, and your energy fades. My friends looked at me and said they have money in the bank they will never use because they physically can't travel or enjoy fine dining anymore. They wish they had used that cash to create memories when they were 60, rather than leaving a massive account they can only look at from a rocking chair. Don't be afraid to spend on joy. Fifth, they deeply regret not traveling more while their legs were still strong. Going on an adventure at 55 or 60 is a beautiful experience. But trying to navigate airports, long flights, and uneven cobblestone streets at 80 is an absolute ordeal. Travel insurance gets sky high, and your endurance just isn't there anymore. My older friends told me to pack my bags and see the world right now while I'm 69. Go explore those places on your bucket list today, because tomorrow, your entire world might just shrink down to the size of your living room couch. And finally, the biggest regret that they all shared: they wish they had walked away from work much sooner. These men spent their best years giving 50 to 60 hours a week to a company that replaced them in a month. They thought they had forever, but time is a quiet thief. They stayed for one more bonus, one more promotion, trading their youth for numbers on a screen. Now they realize they traded irreplaceable time for money they don't even need. If you can afford to step away, do it. Your golden years deserve more than the leftovers of your career. Here is the reality check we all need to hear, and it's not pretty. Time doesn't care about your retirement plans or how hard you worked. When you reach your late 70s or 80s, your daily energy isn't a rushing river anymore. It's a leaky bucket. Every single year, you lose a little more water, whether you like it or not. The harsh truth is, if you keep telling yourself, "I'll do it next year," or "I'll enjoy life when the bank account hits a certain number," you are trading real life for an illusion. By the time you finally feel safe enough to stop, you might have the cash, but you won't have the knees. You'll have the free time, but your entire world will be as small as your front porch. It's a brutal trade-off, and once that time is gone, there isn't a check big enough to buy it back. As the sun starts to set over the ocean here in Panama, I want you to take a long, honest look at your own porch. Life isn't about reaching the finish line with the biggest pile of money. It's about making sure your days are full of life, not full of what-ifs. If this talk stirred something in your heart today, or if you have a lesson of your own from your journey, pour yourself a warm cup of coffee and leave it in the comments below. I read them all. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and let's keep sharing these quiet moments together. Until next time, let's call this one done.